Very good. I copy KC8HDP, Jerry and Shreve. Good to hear you, Jerry. It was good seeing you at the Christmas party. Gotcha on the log.
Well, it was great seeing you at the party as well, and thanks for putting me on the log. KC8HDP standing by.
All right, no problems there, Jerry. I responded to a few people, got them in and out that they asked for on the blue screen. I got to get one of them right here. There we go. Pete the Ghost, N5KBD, you're in and out. Thanks for stopping by, 7-3. Let's see, we're getting down to the wire here. We have about 45 seconds. So I ask everybody to please stand by. We'll take some more check-ins after Mickey Mouse roll call, as usual. It's good to hear everybody that's been chattering out there. It's always good to hear. And so with that, I'll be standing by as well, KE8VZA.
The Beacon Net, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST. This is Echo 8 Victor Zulu Bravo, Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA. Helps if I know my own call sign. My personal is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie, and I'll be your net control station for the Beacon Net pre-show here on the W8WKY repeater with the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Our repeater's in Doylestown, Ohio. It's a little bit, west of Akron and a bit south of Cleveland, if you can envision that on a map of Ohio in your brain there. Our frequency is 147 Mark 390 with a positive offset and a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Well, you can also connect to us via Allstar. Our node number is 48496. And EchoLink also, W8WKY-R, look for that. The Beacon Net pre-show is a controlled net, and I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly. At this point, any urgent or emergency traffic, of course, can break in at any time during the net, and I'll take a pause here for any such traffic. KE8VZA returning, hearing nothing. Let's go ahead and touch base with our net control team and make sure everybody's sounding good and see who's here and who's not. We'll start up with the at the top of the list with KE8QKO, Nick at Nite, who will be our NCO at the top of the hour. How you doing out there, Nick? And are you ready to roll at 10?
KE8VZA. KE8QKO, yes sir, I'm standing by and I'm ready to start the night at 10 p.m. and I'll let you run through your pre-show list. With that, I'll pass it back to you, KE8QKO.
Very good there, Nick at Nite. Good to hear you. You're sounding good on this end. I did neglect to mention that the Beacon Net meets on this repeater every Sunday and Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern with pre-checks at 9:30, which is what we're doing now. Anyway, let's go down to our next station, KD8EPC, Dustin. I heard him out there. How you doing, Dustin? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KE8VZA and the Beacon Net pre-show. Good evening, Eric. You know what? I'm going to try to stick around here, and I see you got a long list, so I won't hold you, and we'll catch you here for the net. This is KD8EPC. Back to net control.
right, very good, Dustin. Good to hear. We'll clear with KD8 EPC, and let's go down next to, who do we have? Of course, Just Nick, KD8 SLG. How you doing, Just Nick? Are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KAVZ, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Eric. Oh, Beacon Medicines. I think I have enough drugs to make it until the top of the hour. That's all I'm going to promise tonight. KD8SLG, back to net control.
All right there, Just Nick. You can do it. You can make it. Anyway, good to hear you. We'll clear with KD8SLG. Let's go down next and see if Josh is out there. I'm pretty sure I saw his call sign in the blue screen. W8HRF. Josh, how you doing? It was good checking into the boredom breaker in the middle of the snowstorm from down in the hole where I was, so to speak. Initially, I did find some high ground before you got back to me. How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
KUVZA, W8HRF, good evening, Eric. I will be around. I'm going to be kind of in and out, but I will be listening pretty much the whole time. I've been out in the garage trying to finish derusting this rear end of the Forerunner that I'm trying to get ready to install, but it's almost there. I'm so pleased. We're almost there. So so I'll be around, and don't bother calling Lucy. She is playing a video game with her brothers and is currently engaged in battle. It's not a game. It's like a shooter game. I can't remember what it's called. Not Paladins, something else. So, but I'll be around. K8VZA, W8HR. Nice to talk to you in the boredom breaker net too.
W8WKY.
All right there, Josh. Mark Lucy in and out. Good luck to her in her battle, and good luck to you on battling rust, the rust that never sleeps. Yes, I've battled many rust particles. Anyway, good luck. We got you on the log here. Let's clear with W8HRF. Let's go down and touch base with KI5DAY Alan, who will be our alt trivia master tonight. How you doing, Alan? And how's Larry holding up the changes in weather there?
KI5DAY. Sorry, I had to let the repeater play its Christmas song there. It was trying to play a Christmas song, but it wasn't a very good one. But anyways, all is good in the hood. Yeah, Larry's a little upset. He went to go look at the Christmas lights with us last night, and they have a pond out there at Rhema Bible College or Bible Church where they have this big display of Christmas lights in Broken Arrow, and he saw the ducks out there in the pond and jumped in. Tried to go swimming with them. He didn't do so hot. Sunk to the bottom. The ducks had to get him out of there, and they weren't happy that he was there either, so he started squawking and honking. It caused a big scene, and I had to pay a $10 fine to get him out of there without getting fined for even more for vandalizing the ducks. But anyways, he's under house arrest at the moment. He'll be all right. Yeah, all is good. I've got some alt trivia and a malfunctioning brain. Other than that, all is good. KI5DAY, back to that.
All right, Alan. Well, Larry's really lucky that there were some ducks there because they are pretty good divers when they put their mind to it. So yeah, I can see how they might have been upset that that he ruined their nice peaceful evening on the lake. Anyway, hopefully he won't be under house arrest too long, and maybe someone will throw him a stray Funyun. But anyway, good to hear you, Alan, and we'll talk to you in a bit. We'll clear with KI5DAY. That concludes our Mickey Mouse roll call. We'll go ahead and take some check-ins in a minute. Let me take a break for time, and I'll read off who I have on the log at the moment. VZA returning. Okay, here's who I have. Man, I'm getting a little tongue-tied tonight. KA8LYJ Bob, AB8MO Andy, K5CFY Ray, KA8MNT Tom, who has to be in and out, 73 Tom, KF8G Brian, N5KBD Pete, a.k.a. The Ghost, has to be in and out. K6KJV Kevin, I heard you out there. I put you down. KI5TAQ Taco Tim, W3ETB Eddie, KC8HDP Jerry, KE8ZRY Jeremy, KE8ZZR Harry, and KE8QFT Fred. Any other stations wanting to get on the log, give me a call. I'm KE8VZA, and I'm listening.
Delta, short time.
Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra, AA8CS, Gary in Fairlawn. And I'll be in and out tonight.
Kilo Echo 8 Victor Oscar X-Ray, KE8 VOX Scott, Vermilion Township, in and out tonight, Eric.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4OG, Markin, copy.
I'll be in and out.
Whiskey 8, Tango, Foxtrot, W8CF, Mike and Huron, all in and out.
All right, let me pick it up there. All right, we had an in and out station that doubled with K4OG. Let me read off who I got in that round, and maybe by process of elimination, we'll figure out who you are. Picked up AF5JB, Matt, who's short to you in a minute, Matt. AA8CS, Gary, got you in and out. Good to hear you, Gary, 73. And let's see, KE8VOX, Scott, over in Vermilion, also in and out. Good to hear you, Scott. K4OG, Mark, and then we've got a blank there for an in and out station. You had a good signal, good audio, just you guys doubled, and Mark won. W8TTF, Mike over in Huron, got you in and out. Good to hear you tonight as well, 73. And Mark, KC8FQV, I saw you in the blue screen there. And I just saw John W2JLS. I'll add you, John. All right, who did I miss there who said they were in and out? Please call back.
Please copy Kilo Foxtrot 8 Delta Tango Alpha. Jeff New Franklin, I'll be in and out.
Very good, Jeff. KF8DTA. I did recognize your voice. I'll correlate it with the call sign eventually. I'll make that connection in my brain. Yep, that was you. Got you in and out, Jeff. Thank you for checking in, and 73. Okay, anyone else that would like to check in, please give me a call, and we're going to start to work this list here in a minute.
WB9, WBB at Whiskey Bravo 9, Whiskey Victor Bravo, Oklahoma Kurt, just in and out.
All right, KE8BZA returning. Very good. We picked up WB9, WVB. That's Whiskey Victor Bravo. Kurt in Oklahoma. Got you on the log here, in and out. Thanks for joining us, Kurt, 73. And, okay, let's go ahead and start to work this list here. Again, I'm KE8VZA with the BeaconNet pre-show on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio. And first up to bat here is Bob, KA8LYJ. Now that we've got you located firmly in County, How you doing, Bob? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Yeah, this is KA8LYJ. Yeah, I noticed that my county inexplicably fixed itself. I did go back into QRZ just to make sure I wasn't imagining things, and yeah, I had fixed it. It just apparently hadn't populated until, I don't know, people tickled it a little bit tonight. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I'm sticking around tonight. I'll play along. And hoping that the big cold snap hasn't turned Larry brittle. Hate to see cracks develop there. The Funyuns might fall out. This is KA8LYJ, turning it back to you.
All right, Bob. Yeah, NetLogger allows you to cache your log entries in a club, like a club log file, and you can make updates to it. But if things change on QRZ, and you already have a station in your personal log file, the change won't flow through. I ran into that. I forget his call sign. Guy that moved from Maryland to Florida, who I haven't heard on the net in a while. Anyway, we had to fix his whole address, and for some reason, well, that was slightly different, but very similar. Anyway, good to hear you, Bob. Okay, next let's go down to Andy, AB8MO. How you doing, Andy, and are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
W8WKY.
Okay, of course I had a Node ID. Just Nick is going to make boogers shoot out of my nose here. It's making me laugh. What stuff flying on the blue screen here? I think so. We've got plenty of snow here. There was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, Santa WatchNet. We're going to carry it here on 147015 up here in Newberry on Christmas Eve. So you can get in on, I don't know what drop into Allstar Node is off the top of my head, but ours will be 55564. You can come in that way, or most of you people who are in range of 39 should be able to get into 147015. It's a pretty high profile repeater. So that's all I got for now. This is AB8MO.
All right, very good, Andy. Yeah, 015, it's got great footprint, Good to hear you. Thanks for the announcement, and we'll clear with AB8MO. And I have to apologize. I was remiss. We have one short time station here, Matt, AF5JB down in Tulsa. Matt, would you like to make a couple comments for the net before you have to go? Go ahead.
Yes, I appreciate it. Good evening to you and everybody else on the net. We've got a few clouds here in Tulsa. It's currently 27 degrees. And had a good weekend. Had a fill-in on Saturday. Somebody got that route done. And went home and cleaned up and everything, and then went up and saw a friend of mine up in Langley, Oklahoma. Got back and went to the main event and played supercars. This was Fat Man, kind of hung around there for a little bit. Went home and had it had the beer and a pizza, and this Fat Man and Hot Rod. There's one cool game that I found on my arcade thing. It's called the Black Tiger, and I played that game years and years ago, and I didn't realize I had it till just till the other day. So that's pretty cool. And then that's to play Capcom bowling and all that. It was a good time, but other than that, it's been warm, and everything should be going pretty good. So, happy holidays to everybody, and stay warm, and 73. That's about the thing that I can think of. So, good to hear everyone, and until next time, and thanks for having me. And this is AFIJB, Matt, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Again, it's good to hear everybody, and until next time, this is AFIJB. Thanks again. Until next time.
All right, Matt. Well, hey, thanks for joining us and letting us know about that new game there. Sounds cool. And beer and pizza. You had me at beer and pizza. Yeah, one of my favorites. Anyway, I've been taking those that combination in kind of sparingly because it tends to expand my waistline too much. So, but I do enjoy it once in a while. And anyway, thanks, Matt. And you have a good week going forward, and thanks for joining us, 73. All right, we're clear with AF5JB. Let's go up and talk to Ray, K5CFY. Ray, how you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
On the wrong side of the radio there. I switched radios tonight, but anyway, KE8, VZA, K5CFY. I'm definitely going to hang around. First of all, I'd like to give Andy and Josh a big thank you for doing the Border Breaker Net Center. The All Ohio Border Net did a great job and allowed us to go to the meeting. So anyway, I'm going to hang around, and I'll give it back to you, Josh. Great job there, or Eric, and have a great net. K5CFY.
All right, Ray, very good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log as sticking around. I missed Andy's hour, but I did get to check in at the tail end of Josh's hour, and what I heard, it was a very good net. And I actually managed to make it in from down in a hole. Anyway, I got to some higher ground. I was mobile, and it all worked out. It was good. Anyway, thanks, Ray. We'll clear with K5CFY for now. Let's go down next here to KF8G. Brian, how are you tonight, Brian? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? KFAG, KE8VZA here. You out there, Brian? You going to stick around for the Beacon Net tonight? All right, I don't think he was in and out. We'll leave him on the log for now. Let's go down to, who's next here? K6KJV, RevKev. How you doing, Kevin? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Well, hello, Eric. The answer to your question is yes. I'm all in. Back to you from K6KJV.
All right, Kevin. Very good. Good to hear you. We'll clear with K6KJV for now. Let's go down to KI5TAQ, Taco Tim. all the way down in Bofung, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Well, good evening there. This is KI5TAQ. Yes, I am going to stick around for the net. And, well, I'd like to see someone from up there in Ohio to come down to Oklahoma one of these times. And maybe, just maybe win a nice grand prize from Green Country Handfest. That ought to be fun for you guys to, or even a very good incentive. And, well, shall we say, it was known at the meeting yesterday, so I think hopefully we will be burning Alan's ears on that. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, Tim. If I was going to make a road trip to a ham fest, the Green Country Ham Fest would be one that I would definitely head out for. Anyway, I'll put that one on my bucket list. Let's do that. Anyway, good to hear you, Tim. Got you on the log. We'll clear with KI5TAQ. Let's go down to Eddie, W3ETB over in Maryland. How you doing tonight, Eddie? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
W8WKY.
Hi there, Eric. Well, I don't think I'll be sticking around, but, I just wanted to stop in and say hello to you and see how you're doing. Here in Annapolis, it's currently 18 degrees, and we got close to a 4-mile-an-hour wind. I woke up this morning and looked out the window and saw that we apparently had some icy rain last night, and then some snow. My two in-fed antennas, I have one in-fed antenna that's basically sort of a QRP antenna that goes used for QRP stuff, and another in-fed antenna that's a little longer and everything, and it actually goes up a PVC pipe that comes sometimes masqueraded to the flagpole to keep the association from, guessing, and actually keep them guessing, I guess. Anyway, both lines were completely sagged, covered with ice, sagging down, and the PVC pipe that was the pretend flagpole was bent over, and I was hoping that neither line would actually snap and break, but then around 3 o'clock I looked out the balcony window and I saw that one line was pretty much almost laying on the ground, and the PVC pipe had snapped in half. So I guess it was so cold, the PVC pipe got so cold, and because of the tension on it from the sagging, antenna line, just snapped the pole right in half. So actually, we'll turn it back to you, and I'll say 73 for now there, Eric. You take care and have a great day. And Merry Christmas to everybody if I don't get around to talking to some of the people. So W3ETB, back to net.
All right, Eddie, good to hear you tonight. Sorry about your antenna troubles there. Mother Nature in the wintertime can be brutal. Apparently, that applies to the antennas as well. Mine are so far faring okay. We'll see how it goes. Right now, we have 17 degrees up here, and it's a cold one, getting snow off the lake off and on here. Anyway, good to hear you, Eddie. Got you in and out. Thanks for joining us. And 73. We'll clear with W3ETB. Let's go down to Jerry, KC8HDP. How you doing, Jerry? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KE8VZA in and the net. This is KC8HDP. Yes, I am sticking around for the net, and I'll let you get back to the list. Back to net, KC8HDP.
All right, very good, Jerry. Got you on the log here, sticking around. Yeah, I just looked at the clock and went, yikes. Okay, next station, KE8ZRY. Jeremy, how are you? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight? All right, Jeremy, got you on the log, sticking around. Your audio was very light. I could make out most of what you were saying. But anyway, just FYI, KE8ZRY, we'll clear with you. Let's go down to Harry, KE8ZZR. It was good to see you Thursday, Harry. How you doing? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KE8VZA, this is KE8ZZR. Good evening, Eric. Yes, it was good to see you at the party as well. Yes, I'll be sticking around.
All right, very good, Harry. Let's go down to KE8QFT. Fred, how you doing? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Doing fine, doing fine. Yes, I will be here. Back to net control.
Very good, Fred. Okay, next on the log, K4OG. How you doing, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight? And it was good to see you Thursday, too.
KE8VZA, K4OG here. Good evening, Eric and everyone. Yes, sir, I'll be sticking around, and it was good to hear you on the 6-meter net this evening. K4OG, back over to Eric.
All right, Mark. Yeah, I did a quick hit and run in and out on that one. I had dinner just plated and piping hot, so I wanted to get back to that. Anyway, good to hear you, Mark. We'll clear with K4OG. Let's go down to Northern Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to stick around. And, yeah, they're working, cleaning up the roads, but don't bet on it. Who knows? Who knows what the skies are going to give us? Just wait till morning. But, yep, we'll stick around. KSFQV.
All right, Mark, very good. I've seen a lot of trucks out working the roads here, so I know those guys are working around the clock up here, so hopefully we'll be in good shape. Anyway, good to hear you, Mark. Let's go down and talk to John, W2JLS. How are you, John? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Well, good evening on your ears there, Mr. Eric. Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha. Yeah, I will stick around, buddy. Keep me in there on the list. I might even migrate down to the radio room. I've got lots of time to get to me, and I'm down here. I think I'm at the bottom of the list, at least for the moment. I'm sure you'll wrangle in a few more. W2JLS, back to net.
All right, John, very good. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with W2JLS. You are on the log. All right, that brings us to the end of the pre-show. I've been informed that Justnick, KD8SLG, has something special tonight for us before we kick off the net. Justnick, KD8SLG, the floor is yours.
KE8VZA, this is KD8SLG. Thanks, Eric. For those of you who are new to the net and haven't been around for a while, on occasion we will do what's called last call for a silent key, and I'd like to do that tonight for someone who's special to the net. Everyone, please don't key up. WD8LLA. This is KD8SLG calling WD8LLA. WD8LLA. Neil, this is KD8SLG. Out there, Neil? This is last call for Whiskey Delta 8, Lima Lima Alpha. Nothing heard. K8QKO is KD8SLG. Light 'em up, Nick.
K8QKO. Thank you, Nick. He will be missed. All right, good evening and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is K8QKO, Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the W8WKY repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink W8WKY-R. This is a directed net. All traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, the Fireside Network, and various other repeaters. So we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Any stations that have not already checked into the pre-show that would like to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
This is Kilo Echo 9 Delta Quebec Sierra Todd in Indianapolis.
Whiskey Alpha 8 Kilo Oscar Charlie WA8KOC Fred Akron. Good evening.
This is WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray John in Cuyahoga Falls. Good evening.
Kilo Oscar 4 Tango KO4T Jamie in North Carolina.
All right, I've got Kilo Echo 9 Delta Quebec Sierra, Whiskey Alpha 8 Kilo Oscar Charlie, Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray, Kilo Oscar 4 Tango. Is there anyone else who would like to check in? Please call now. All right, nothing else heard there. Let's go to our Trivia Masters. We're going to start with KE8VZA. Eric, would you read the primary question, please?
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here with main trivia. What is the call sign for the Amateur Radio Club of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Quantico, Virginia? Your choices are Alpha, Whiskey 4 Foxtrot Bravo India, that's W4 FBI. Option Bravo is Whiskey Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo India, WA3 FBI. Option Charlie, Kilo Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo India, KA3 FBI. Option Delta, K3 FBI, that's Kilo 3 Foxtrot Bravo India. I'll take a break and read it again. VZA back with main trivia. What is the call sign for the Amateur Radio Club of the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Quantico, Virginia? Choices are Alpha, W4FBI, that's Whiskey 4, Foxtrot Bravo, India. Option Bravo is WA3 FBI, Whiskey Alpha 3, Foxtrot Bravo, India. Option Charlie is KA3 FBI, that's Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Bravo, India. Option Delta is K3 FBI, that's Kilo 3, Foxtrot Bravo, India. There you go. Lots of phonetics. I love it. KE8VZA. I'll put this in the blue screen momentarily. Back to you, Nick at Nite.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. That's an interesting question. And I've got my guess written down. We'll see how that works out later in the net. Let's go talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate trivia read. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY, I heard you almost say answer. I heard you say give the answer, but no, just kidding. Wow, tonight's alternate trivia. I am so tired, but I'm hanging in there. Here's tonight's alternate trivia. The fictitious name John Doe was first used in British courts to represent the unknown plaintiff in a real-life property suit. But what fictitious name was used for the defendant? Was it A, William Joe, B, Richard Rowe, C, Barry Grow, or D, Enrico Cornwaldo? Let me take a break, I'll reread. The fictitious name John Doe was first used in British courts to represent the unknown plaintiff in a real-life property suit. What fictitious name was used for the defendant? Was it A, William Joe, B, Richard Rowe, C, Barry Grow, or D, Enrico Cornwaldo? KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right. Well, thank you, Alan. That sounds very interesting as well. I'm actually going to want to read that in the blue screen before I make my guess. But yeah, thanks for a fine alternate trivia. Okay, this is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater. 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're going to start talking to people that have checked in. We're going to start with KA8LYJ, Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is KA8J. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, group. It was an interesting day today. They called off church due to snowy roads and extreme cold. So I live streamed a friend's church service over in Scotland, and then found out during that they were doing a Christmas carol service tonight, featuring a community band. So I went in and tuned back in later and streamed that also. So that was pretty good overall. And then right before the pre-show, I streamed in Muppets Christmas Carol. So it was a pretty decent day. For trivia, to go Alpha and Bravo. Had fun at the Christmas party, and Ida is delighted that her cheese ball delighted. This is KA8LYJ, giving it back to Net Control.
All right, thank you, Bob. We got your answer down as Alpha and Bravo. Yeah, the weather this morning wasn't that great. Some of the roads were a little slippery throughout the day. But thanks for checking in. Next we have AB8MO, Andy. How you doing, Andy? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KE8QKO. Make sure I'm transmitting on the right side. Yep, okay. For whatever reason, I thought I might have been on the 015 repeater, which is not linked up right now. This is AP8MO. Did I say that? Well, now I did. I got plenty of snowballs that I could throw at you, just Nick. How about that? Kat says hello, by the way. In case you don't already hear, she's made her grand entrance for her 10:13 p.m. petting. So I guess I got to give her attention. I guess she wants food. I don't know. I'm going to go with air conditioning on the trivia. That's a good question. What? You want to get louder? I mean, she's practically on my microphone now, so I take no responsibility for what my cat says at this point. She's crawling over top of me now. I don't know what she wants. I'm going to head off to bed, though, and just ride out the rest of the night in bed. I'd say we got about a half a foot of new snow here. It wasn't like detrimental, but like Bob, our church services were canceled tonight. What is the kitties called? Probably K1TTY. We'll go with that. Bob. K1TTY for kitty. There we go. So, with that, I don't have anything intelligent to say, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and I'm going to go head off to bed. So don't talk about me too much, because you might have to make me transmit. KD8 or KE8QKO, I'll get it right. I'm not going to say just Nick's call this time. This is AD8MO.
All right. Well, thank you, Andy. Got your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. And thank K1TTY for chiming in there as well. Appreciate y'all checking in. And get some sleep and enjoy your day tomorrow. Next station we have is K5 CFY Ray. How you doing, Ray? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
ID out of the way there. KE8QKO in the net, K5CFY. Good evening there, Mr. Nick at Night. Thanks for lighting up the airways with the Beacon Net. We appreciate it. Wave a hand there at Mr. Eric on the keyboard. I'm going to go with Bravo and Alpha. So I'd like to thank Andy and Josh for helping me out there on the Water Breaker Net Saturday. Did a great job. We definitely appreciate it. So with that, I'll give it back to you there, Nick at Night. Have a great net. 73, y'all. K5CFY.
All right. Well, thank you, Ray. Thanks for checking in there. I know you said your trivia. They went in one ear and out the other, and Bravo and Alpha. There they are. They're in that longer now. So, yeah, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. Next station we have is In and Out. That's KA8MNT, and that's going to take us down to KF8G Brian. How you doing, Brian? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, the roads were bad today? I can't say I noticed. Between my studded snow tires and my Volkswagen being a lot more Audi than Volkswagen, I had no problem at all. But, well, I missed the Christmas party. I was in Indianapolis for the Performance Racing Industry Show. And, well, that was massive. We walked about 9.2 miles, so wow. But sorry I missed the pre-check. I forgot to switch my antenna when I came upstairs, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And considering the premise of both the trivia questions, I'm going to plead the fifth. With that, I'll turn it back to the net, KFAG.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. Sounds like you had no problem in the snow today, which is very good. And we got you down for pleading the fifth on the trivia. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it. Next station we have is In and Out. That's N5KBD. And then that's going to take us down to, here we are, K6KJV Rev Kev. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Well, hello there, Mr. Nick, and the rest of the crew. the youngins, and of course Larry. This is K6KJV here in Valley Springs, California, where it's cold and foggy. But I know y'all is colder. We talked about that earlier. Oh, man, the FBI actually has a ham radio station. Man, didn't know that. Hey, you learn something new every beacon net. So, well, with that, I'm going to say double D's, Delta and Delta. That's right. And I'm going to pass the mic back to you there, Mr. Nick. God bless 73 and Maranatha.
All right, well, thank you, Kevin. We got your surprising answers down as double D's. Yeah, I wasn't really aware the FBI had a call sign either, but I got to be honest, I'm not really surprised. I mean, you got to have every opportunity you can to spy on the citizens. So that's how that goes. And anyway, next station we have is KI5TAQ, Taco Tim from Bofang, Oklahoma. How you doing, Tim? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Hi, good evening there. This is KI5TAQ, and like you guys up there enjoying the cold weather, we got it too down here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let me get my trivia answers out. I'm going to go with double D too. Oh, because like Rev Kev says, you can never go wrong with the Cornwaldo beans. And that's the answer, and we're going to stick to it. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, well, thank you, Tim. Got your answers down for double D's. And yeah, it was colder than I would have liked it. I don't mind chilly weather, but today was teetering on the I don't want to be outside cold. I had to get gas, and I'm sitting there. I had a Carhartt on. I'm at the gas station. I'm pumping gas, and my coat was getting cold, and it was not keeping me warm, and I was not happy about that. I didn't have a sweatshirt on underneath, and I should have, but yeah, it was cold. Very, very cold today. Next station we have is In and Out. That's W3ETV, and this is K8QKO on the W8WQI repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 4849. Wait. Yeah, a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, positive offset. All right, sorry, my brain messed up there. Anyway, next station we have that we're going to talk to is KC8 HDP Jerry. How you doing, Jerry? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO and the net. This is KC8HDP. Well, good evening, Nick, and good evening to everyone on the net. Well, sorry to hear of Neil WD8LLA's passing. My condolences to his family, and yes, he will be missed. See, my trivia, let's go for Charlie for the main and Bravo for the alternate. We have no clue on either one of them. But anyway, yeah, it was cold today. We had about 3 inches here, and right now we got 10 degrees of the wind chill of like -8. So it is feeling very cold. Well, don't really have anything else, so I'm going to send things back to you, Nick. KE8QKO and the net from KC8HDP 73.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Got your answers down there for Charlie and Bravo. Next station we have is KE8ZRY, Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy? What do you have for the beacon net tonight?
for internet. I just got a new 10-meter radio, so now it's time to put up an antenna. But I digress. Everything's going well here. Hope everybody's having a great night. For trivia, I'm going to go with Delta and Delta. That's my guess. I'll pass it back over to you. KEZRY. Hope I'm sounding better.
All right, Jeremy. Well, thank you, sir. I don't know what you sounded like before, so I don't have anything to compare it to. You were a little scratchy and very quiet. I don't know if I heard trivia answers in that. Now, you want to come back and just give me your trivia answers one more time if you already gave them?
KEZRY coming back. Yeah, my trivia answers is Delta and Delta.
All right, copy that, sir. Thank you very much. We got you down for Delta and Delta. Next station we're going to talk to is KE8 ZZR, Harry. How you doing, Harry? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
KE8 QKO. This is KE8 ZZR. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else that's on the net. It's a whopping 5 degrees here in Wadsworth, according to my weather station, so it's a little warm out there. Not a whole lot to report. Let me get the trivia out of the way. I'm going to go with Charlie and Bravo, C&B, and did a little community service yesterday with the Wayne Amateur Radio Group and the Wayne Aries Group. We did the Reach Across America in Rittman. We were responsible for communications for the school buses that transported about, I guess, around 1,800 people from Wadsworth to the Rittman Cemetery at the Western Reserve, Ohio Western Reserve Cemetery. It's National Cemetery in Rittman. So it was nice to do that. And today did nothing. Just watched some football, and that's it. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. Net control. This is KE8 ZZR Clear.
All right. Well, thank you, Harry. We got your answers down there for Charlie and Bravo. Yeah, I think it's pretty good they moved all the parking off site for that, because in years past when they did it and you could park on site, it could turn into a hot mess. And I don't know how well it was organized this year. I didn't do it last year. I did it the year before, but it was a madhouse of just people, and I don't know, it was kind of crazy. But anyway, thanks for what you did there, Harry. You got your answers down for Charlie and Bravo. Next, we have KE8 QFT, Uncle Fred. How you doing, Fred? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Well, I looked on a site called Precip, an app called Precip. According to that, we had 3.4 inches of snow in Medina in the last 24 hours, but it seems like that more than that to me, because, well, then again, you have to consider the drifting. We had some drifting. My backyard, I got places with over a foot of snow. Oh, what else to say here? Oh yeah, the trivia. Just put it incomplete for now. B&B. Let me see here. Seen some good football today. Saw the Browns game. Well, that wasn't too good, of course, but the the Rams and the Lions, man, that was a good game. New England also beat Buffalo. New England beat Buffalo today, and yeah, the Patriots are back. Other than that, I'm watching a good game now. Dallas and Minnesota. Other than that, no, that's about all I have. For tonight, I'm out of material. KE8 QFT back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Fred. Got your answers down for Bravo and Bravo. And yeah, I think about 3 inches about what we got here. I usually kind of eyeball measure it on the railing of my deck. That tends to be usually pretty close to what we actually get, avoiding the drifting and things like that. Anyway, thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. We have, after Fred, we have 3 in and out stations. Actually, one of them mobile we already talked to. I put them, I count them as an in and out when I get down to it. That's AF5JB, AA8CS, and KE8VOX. That's going to take us down to K4OG. Mark, how you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KE8QKO, K4OG. Good evening, Nick and Nite and everyone. Well, let me get my answers out of the way. I think it's going to be Alpha for the first one and Bravo for the second one. And it's been an interesting weekend. Received some more satellite antennas and been programming HTs. Got this really weird one I won off of Shulman's auction. It's a 2-meter antenna, but it's horizontal dipoles, 2 of them in an X pattern with X pattern reflectors underneath it about a couple of feet. And trying to figure out how to test it, so I threw it out on the back porch. And I'm waiting on a satellite to come by. About 2 in the morning, the Sonnet 2 on 145.880. So we'll just let the program run and see if it gives us a picture on Slow Scan TV. That's it. K4OG, back to net.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. That sounds like a lot of fun, I guess. Pretty cool to be able to do all of that. I haven't done anything with satellites before, so I find it interesting. Hey, and you said your trivia was... what was your trivia answers again? I know you said them.
Alpha Bravo.
All right, copy that, sir. Thank you, Alpha and Bravo. And let's see. After Mark, all right, I'm going to identify. This is KE8QKO on the WAWK by repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. After Mark, we had 2 in and out stations. That's KF8 DTA and W8 TTF. That's going to take us down to KC8 FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KCFQV. It's nice to be back home from last weekend. At least last weekend wasn't bad. I'm glad it wasn't this weekend. But what it looks like right now, it looks like it's all set to go for the morning. Although, who knows? They'll be the biggest fools. Mother Nature will be the biggest fool if she does something. But I'll say Delta for the first one, K3FBI, and then B for the second one. Richard Rao, R-O-E or whatever, but B, so D and B. So, yeah, it was a mess out there. So, the guys really are cleaning it up. So, we'll send it back to net, KSFQV.
All right, well, thank you, Mark. Got your answers down there for Delta and Bravo. And, yeah, it was a bit of a mess. You know, for you being a roller coaster, sort of, I don't know, junkie is the right word, but a fan, you could maybe hit some roads and some hills in the snow, and you can kind of slide up and down the hill and maybe be kind of like a roller coaster. Anyway, thanks for checking in. Next, we have W2JLS, John. How you doing, John? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KE8QKO. Mr. Nick, how are you doing, sir? Good evening on your ears to you and all listening. I'll just take a moment to pay my respects to Neil from Brewster. He's actually
when I first heard Neil in the air, I hadn't heard of Brewster until that point in time. So Neil located Brewster for me, and as I was saying to KD8SLG recently, a very iconoclastic voice. I liked hearing him in the air. Neat guy. I looked on QRZ. He has quite an amazing collection of radios going on there. He was old school radio craft for sure. That's pretty cool. But yeah, sorry to hear about that loss to our radio community for sure. For trivia, I'm going to go just like Mark up there in Aurora. Go with Delta and Bravo as well. Good to hear everybody tonight. A Merry Christmas in advance, and if you've got to be driving, keep your wits about you. It's been kind of sketchy out there. W2JLS back to net.
W8WKY.
All right. Well, thank you, John. We got your answers down for Delta and Bravo, and thanks for checking in tonight. Next station we have is WV9WVB. Or, I'm sorry, that's actually in and out. WV9WVB is in and out. Sorry about that. And that's going to take us down to, we're finishing up the pre-show. So now we're going to go talk to the check-ins we had for the regular net. We're going to start with KE9DQS, Todd. How you doing, Todd? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
This is Kilo Echo 9 Delta Quebec Sierra, KE9DQS, apologies. Coming from Indianapolis, Indiana. Heard a few other stations from Indy. For the trivia, the FBI club is K3 FBI, so that's, I think, is answer Delta. And as for the other question, I have literally no idea, so we'll just throw out Charlie. Yeah, here in India, I'm sure. Here in the Midwest, everyone's cold. It's a whole. We have 0 degrees right now. Got about 5.5 inches off my back porch. I'm located just southwest of town. Today didn't do a whole lot to start, but at the end, my wife and I and my sister-in-law and mother-in-law, we all bought Christmas presents for family need and wrapped those today and then delivered them to the person who's going to distribute them. So I felt good about that. We dropped them off here this evening. But other than that, not a whole lot else going on. Just getting ready to start the work week next week. I'll send it back to net. This is KE9DQS.
All right. Well, thank you, Todd. Thanks for checking in there. Sounds like a pretty good weekend, and we got your answers down for Delta and Charlie. And like I said, thanks for checking in. Next station we have is WA8KOC, Fred. How you doing, Fred? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO, WA8KOC, good evening, Nick and Nite. How are you this evening? Hopefully everything's going well with you. Good to be in here. And I don't know if this is my first or second time playing trivia with you guys, but those were pretty good questions. Got really no idea on either one, but I'll go with Delta for the first one, D, and Bravo B for the second one. And I want to recognize Just Nick, KD8SLG, for taking the opportunity to make a last call for our friend Neil, WD8LLA. Nick, it's a great thing you did for him this evening, and if anybody talks to his family, please give them my condolences. I thought Neil was a fantastic fella. Enjoyed talking to him each and every time, and he's a really good guy. I think he just celebrated his 81st birthday, maybe a month ago. but sorry to hear about his passing. With that, it was a cold day today, pretty cold, but that's okay. We did what we had to do, going out and about, and got home, and I cleaned off the car that wasn't in use the past 2 days, and so that's ready to rock tomorrow, and should be another early morning rise tomorrow. So I'm going to cut you loose, and you have a great rest of the net. 7-3 to you and everybody else in here. KE8QKO and the Beacon Net, WA8KOC. Take care, pal.
All right. Thank you, Fred. Got your answers down for Delta and Bravo. And yeah, Neil will be missed. That's really all I can say. But thanks for checking in, and we'll see how those trivias work out for you. The next station we have is WO3X John. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good evening, Nick, and all on the net. This is John, WO3X in Cuyahoga Falls. I wanted to check into this net because of the last call to Neil, and so I'd like to send my condolences to his family. And let's see, so for the trivia, I'm gonna go like Mark K4OG, Alpha and Bravo. And what I did today was my second day for doing the ARRL 10-meter contest, which, in late fall and winter weather, I was surprised that the 10-meter band worked so well. So so I had a good time with that. Let's see, regarding Brewster, I used to, when I was working, I checked into the barometer net, and I learned about Brewster from WB8HHP, who, when he would check into the barometer net, he said that he was navigating through the metroplex of Brewster on his way to Richfield. So that's how I learned about Brewster. So with that, this is WO3X, back to the net.
All right. Thank you, John. Got your answers down for Alpha and Bravo, and thanks for your condolences. And thanks for checking in the net. The next station we have is KO4T. Oh, I should identify this before I go further. This is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390 positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And our next station is KO4T. Jamie, how you doing, Jamie? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Good evening, everyone. This is KO4T. Jamie in Morganton, North Carolina. That's in western North Carolina. Sitting here in the hospital, and not really much else to do when you're lying in a hospital bed. So I thought I would turn on EchoLink on my phone and see what was going on. And I happened to come across the net. And thank you for letting me join in and have a chance to answer the trivia questions. I'm going to go with my answers is Alpha and Charlie on the trivia questions. And I hope everybody has a good week. And here tonight we have clear skies and 20 degrees, looking to drop to 19. No snow here yet. So I envy you guys having a little bit of snow, because we haven't seen snow in this area in 3 years now. And we used to get lots of it, but not anymore. 73, everybody. This is KO4T.
All right. Well, thank you, Jamie. Got your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. And yeah, I think a lack of snow is okay. I don't really mind the snow too much. That really doesn't bother me. It's the ice. The ice really gets me. So eventually the snow kind of gets all a little melty. Maybe not this time because it's supposed to warm up to like the 40s and 50s this week, so I think it'll all melt. But later in the winter, it'll like kind of pack down and turn to ice, and I hate that. So that's the worst part of a snowy winter. Anyway, thanks for checking in there. Next, we do have WD8LLA on our log, and that's going to take us down to AI5Q, Jairus. How you doing, Jairus? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
W8WKY.
Well, good evening. AI5Q here, and we'll start with trivia. I'll go with the same answers as the guy that Googles everything. So if you don't know who that is, you can message me offline. I'll tell you who it is. And that way I get the right answers. Oh, man. Well, it's sad to hear about Neil, for sure. I always liked LLA checking in on the morning nets. I'd listen from time to time. So anyway, never got to talk to him directly, but he sounded like he was a lot of fun. So he will be missed. Other than that, we've got, let's see, my brother called me tonight and asked if I was going to be around after Christmas because he wants to introduce his girlfriend to the family, but not on Christmas because he has a bad track record of introducing girlfriends at big family events and then 2 weeks later being broken up with them. So I think he's learned his lesson. He's going to wait till after the big event and then introduce her a little bit at a time. So I'll be around, but Nina's going to be camping. So with Noel for winter camp. Anyway, that's all I got going on. AI5Q, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Jairus. Got your answer down for Delta and Bravo. And yeah, it's always best to slowly introduce those girlfriends to the family until it starts to get a little more serious. You know, parents are one thing, everybody else, they can kind of wait. All right, I have my list. I'm going to open up here for check-ins and say anyone who wants to check in with the BeaconNet, say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
VK1JT, Canberra, Australia, John, in and out.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 8, Echo, Romeo, Zulu, Terry, Ellenboro, West Virginia, KF8ERZ. Yukon, Canada.
I'm going to take it right there. All right, I have ZK1 KC Joel, I think, checking in there. Yeah, I think that was it. Zulu Kilo 1, Kilo Charlie Joel, is that the correct call sign for you? Maybe he moved on, and but that's what I got in my logs. I hope it's right. Then I also had a KF8ERZ Terry. We also had, I think, one or two other people trying to check in with Terry. So anyone, if you try to check in at the same time as KF8ERZ, as in the last check-in before I took the mic, please come back and check in again.
Here is Victor Yankee 1, Mike Sugar, Victor Yankee 1, Mike Sugar, Michael in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada.
All right. right, I've got VY1MS, Michael, checking in there. Was there anyone else on that little bit of a pile-up? I thought I heard 3 voices, but I might have only heard 2. All right, nothing there. I'm going to go through the list here just to make sure we got it. I have ZK1KC, so Zulu Kilo 1 Kilo Charlie, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Romeo Zulu, and Victor Yankee 1 Mike Sierra. One more time, if there's anybody else that wants to check into the beacon net, please call now.
Whiskey 8 Charlie Romeo Delta, Cody and Canal Fulton, in and out.
All right, I've got Whiskey 8 Charlie Romeo Delta. Anyone else like to check in, please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Let's first, like I said, I got to check this because I think me and my net logger have 2 different call signs for this, but I have Zulu Kilo 1 Kilo Charlie. He might have heard it differently, and maybe I'll have to double check with net logger. But that was in and out. The next station we're going to talk to. Before I go to the next station, this is KE8QKO and the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And the next station we're going to talk to is KF8ERZ Terry. How you doing, Terry? What do you have for the beacon out tonight?
This is KF8ERZ. Good evening, Nick, and everybody on the net. I apologize for the collision there. I always try to avoid that, but sometimes I just key at the wrong time. But, yeah, it's good to be with you. I want to thank you for taking my check-in and offer my prayers and condolences to Neil's family, the silent key that was mentioned this evening. I don't believe I ever had the pleasure of chatting with him, but my prayers go out to the family and everyone of his friends as well. And for trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie and Bravo for my 2 trivia answers. And as far as comments, don't have too much to add. It's very cold here in West Virginia. We got 10 degrees right now and about 7 inches of snow. So definitely a chilly night. I've been staying warm. Church got canceled both this morning and this evening, so I spent most of the day studying for my general test. I'm going to try to get that taken pretty soon and see if I can pass it. So anyway, don't have too much else to add. Just I want to wish everyone a wonderful evening and say 73s and God bless. It's KF8ERZ.
All right, well, thank you, Terry. Good luck on your general and your practice. You're studying for it. We got your answer down there for Charlie and Bravo. Next, we have BY1MS. Michael, how you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Victor Yankee 1 Mike Sugar returning. Michael in White Horse, Econ, Canada. We're warmed up to minus 25 degrees Charlie, about minus 13 degrees Foxtrot. With the wind, it's minus 33 degrees Foxtrot, though. Oh, bird. Yes, it is. But it did warm up. It was minus 40 earlier this week and minus 54 Foxtrot with the wind. So it did improve. And then a fair amount of time inside, I changed the battery on my wife's car on Friday. And the minus 35, I think it was, yeah. New, what is it, 2022 Subaru, new to us. We didn't get the winter upgrades that we normally. on it yet. I mean, it's got the block heater. That's a no-brainer, but usually put a battery maintenance charger and a battery blanket at the very least on that, off the oil pan heater. So I see here, did all those things, but when I went to go do that, I noticed that the battery was a bit wet, and when it's that cold and the battery's wet, tells me it was cracked somewhere. Looks like it was weeping. So we changed the battery out, neutralized the acid, winter upgrade. That should get it through. When next year I'll put the oil pan heater on when it's warmer. But that should get it through this year. I certainly hope it's supposed to drop down again to minus 40s. Later this week here, so see what happens. Happy approaching holidays, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for taking my check, and thanks for being there. The big shining beacon. Back to you. How are you doing, Nick, from VY1MGF? Well, actually, we're doing the Mike Sugar today. Mike Sugar. So back to you for Mike Sugar. 730.
All right, thank you, Michael. You were a little quiet. I had to turn my radio up there, I think, partway through your transmission, and I might have missed your trivia answers if you gave them. Do you want to come back with those?
Thanks for the note. I probably needed a reboot here and keeping my voice down a bit quiet here. Other people in the house get close to sleeping. So sorry about that. Thanks for the audio check, and let's go for double Charlie for the trivia. Warm thoughts all from Victor Yankee with Mike Sugar. Back to Nick.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. I understand not wanting to wake people up in the house. We got your answer down there for Charlie and Charlie. Thanks for checking in. It's good to hear you. Next station we had was W8CRD Cody, who was in and out. And that puts us down at the bottom of our list. We'll say anyone who wants to check into the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Hello, network. This is KJ5ATA. KJ5ATA, Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Alpha, guy from Georgetown, Texas. All right, we're checking in. All right.
All right, I've got KJ5 ATA guy checking in there. Was there anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net? Please call now. All right, let's go talk to KJ5 ATA guy. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Hello, Beacon Net. Yeah. Oh, heck. You know what? It's cold here in central Texas. I don't know how cold it is up there in, the Ohio area. I bet it's probably colder there than it is here. But anyways, it's pretty darn cold here. Been having a gray day, and I don't know, been about in the 40s, around the 40s, around that area. And so it reminds me of that time and place where I used to live around your parts and junk like that, and so forth, like so on. Anyways, I don't know what the trivia is, but the last entry for the network said Charlie and Charlie, so I don't want you to repeat the questions. So I'm probably going to say that's okay to do that too. So anyways, I'm going to throw it back to network control. Nick, it's all yours. You bet.
All right, well, thank you, Guy. The answers, I got your answers down. It's Charlie and Charlie, and yeah, 40 degrees sounds like a bit of a heat wave to me right now. I know before the net, I looked and it was about 10 degrees out, and then somebody in the blue screen just said it dropped down to 9 degrees, and it's dropping fast. So it's cold. It's cold here right now. But it's going to warm up to like 50 degrees on Thursday, I saw. So that's seems kind of crazy. It does feel a little colder this year than than more recent years. We've had a good bit of snow for December. It's usually wet and dreary, but now it's kind of snowy and white. See how that works out later throughout the winter. But if it sticks up like this, we might end up with a decent amount of snow this winter. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Guy. Appreciate it. And I'm back at the bottom of my list. This is KAQKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 390, positive loss over the PL total of 114 Mark 8. And ready for more check-ins. If you want to check in the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to our net control team. We're going to start with KE8 VZA Eric, see what he's up to. What you got going on, Eric?
KE8QKO in the net, KE8VZA here. Doing well, Nick. Hope everyone else is too. Very sorry to hear about Neil WD8LLA's passing. Never got to meet him, but was always glad to hear him check into the nets. And got a chuckle out of Metropolitan Brewster, like John pointed out there. His voice will be missed in the airwaves there. What else? Today, Saturday, Norse had their weekend lunch. We were at the brand spanking new Texas Roadhouse at Great Northern Mall. Love that new Roadhouse smell. Anyway, it was a good time. I had a nice sirloin. It was very good. What else? Today, got up in the morning, fired up the my big 2-stage Aaron snowblower, and it didn't want to start because I managed to flood the dickens out of it, but got it running, and got the driveway done, but there you have it. That's my excitement for the day. Anyway, alternate trivia, I'm going to answer Bravo on that one, and that's all I have. KE8VZA, back to you, Nick.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for doing the trivia. Thanks for doing the pre-show, and thanks for doing the logging. You do a lot of doings. Thanks for doing them. Yeah, I fired up my my snowblower for the first time this winter today, too. I just got it this year. I never had a snowblower before, but I'm getting old, and shoveling kind of sucks when you get old, so finally broke down this year, and it did the job, too. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for checking in. KD8 EPC, Dustin, are you out there? And do you have comments for the BeaconNet? All right, well, there's a fair chance Dustin turned into a pumpkin, and say goodnight and sleep tight. Next, we're going to talk to KD8 SLG, just Nick. How you doing, Nick? What do you have for the net tonight?
KE8QKO, this is KD8 SLG. Good evening, Nick at Night, and all the Beacon netizens. Thanks for getting me in here, man. I do appreciate you indulging me there with Neil's last call as well. Thank you. I'm going to go with the one with the 4 in it. I think that's an A for Eric's question. Eric will work that out. The one with the 4 in it, Eric. And, of course, Delta for Alan, because Cornwaldo being Alan. Hi. It was a great week. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Yeah, we'll do a little Tale of Two Cities things here. It was great seeing everybody Thursday night who was at the Christmas party. I think we had 54 people there. That's a good time. Stefan did a great job with the magic. It was absolutely magical. I don't know how else to put it. It's really great. I'm going to miss Neil. He was a really good guy, and it was always fun to hear him jumping in, and he was absolutely mystified by the fact that we'd hook up a 2-meter repeater, and he could talk to Oklahoma and Alaska and everybody else who jumps in here. And I'm going to miss that character. He was a good guy. I really am. So, Winter Field Day. Josh is putting it together. It's on WKY right now. I'm going to make a point of being there, I think. And I'm glad somebody finally put it together. People have been asking about it for years, and I haven't done it because, well, I start counting down days until winter or summer field day about now. So, good times. Should be fabulous. Everybody stay radioactive. This is KD8SLG back to net control.
All right, well, thank you, Nick. We got your answers down for Alpha and Delta. And, yeah, like Eric said, I never had the pleasure of actually meeting Neil face-to-face that I'm aware of. I don't think I did. Might have been at a ham bench, and you might have pointed him out at some point. That does sound semi-familiar. But, yeah, I never really had a chance to get to know him. But he always seemed like a great guy, and nice to hear him on the net. And he'll be missed. So, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned Winter Field Day there, which takes us down to W8HRF, Josh. Hey, Josh, we need to talk about Winter Field Day I'm happy to contribute. I'm planning on being there, but my calendar's gotten super busy, and so I need to make sure I know exactly what I have to do. Maybe we need to have a chat if you want me to do anything. I know we had some ideas, but anyway, with that, I'll pass it on to you, Josh. This is K8QKO.
Goodness gracious. Plugged my speakers in again. K8QKO, W8HRF. Good evening, Nick at Nite, and all the Beacon netizens. Yes, let's talk sometime this week. I'll shoot you a text. I think it would be really cool to have some, I know we talked about doing some meat smoking. I am excited about Winter Field Day. Mark it on your calendars, January 24th and 25th, 2026. We're going to be doing some, it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing field day with the Canton Amateur Radio Club. Pretty close. We're only going to be about 15 minutes from where we meet at the Wadsworth Eagles, so that will be really cool. New location. I haven't been there before. It's kind of a cabin in the woods type of a deal. So, yeah, Nick, we'll talk because we got to figure out what exactly will food look like. The place we're going to be is not quite as big as, it's not as big as the American Legion, and parking is going to be tricky. So those are my two concerns in my mind. Everything else is going to go really, really well. Everything's going to go really well, but we just got to figure out those two things. So, but yes, check it out on the website. We have a parking. We have the posting on the website. So I believe our combined special event call sign will be Whiskey 8 Bravo, I think is what we ended up with. We were trying for Whiskey 8 Oscar and weren't able to get that one. So, all right, let me let this drop. And let's see, what else? We had a Christmas party today, and Betty has been nervous about Santa Claus. She's had a couple instances to meet Santa Claus over the last 2 years, and each time she's very nervous about the man in the big red suit. So today, she got to see him again, but she did better. She was a little scared at first, but I kept on talking to her and was like, when you go up, you got to say thank you, you got to say, give him a big thumbs up, and so she eventually got a big smile on her face, and we got a picture, so it went well. For trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie and Alpha. No idea why, but I'm just going to go with Charlie and Alpha. I did not realize the CIA had a ham club. That's pretty cool. And we'll say 7 3s to Neil, WD8LLA. Never got the chance to meet him in person, but definitely heard him on the radio. So he'll a voice that will be missed. So, all right, I've talked enough. And like I said, Nick, I'll shoot you a text this week. KE8QKO, W8HRF 73 all.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh. Yeah, look forward to that. We'll have a chat. This is KE8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147, Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114, Mark 8. And I think Josh's better half, K8YUK, is spawning her brothers in some sort of online video game, so she's not available. And that's going to take us down to KI5DAY Allen. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
Kilo India 5 Delta Alpha Yankee. Don't have a munch. I'm just really tired. It's been a very long weekend. Man, I got off work Friday night at 11. Got up the next morning at 7:30 after getting to bed about 2:30 in the morning, and moved furniture all day yesterday. And then we went to I met my sister and her husband and her stepdaughter and her stepdaughter's friend, and we all had dinner. And then we went out in the freezing cold to Rhema Bible Church, which is this huge Christmas light display in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Man, was it cold, but there was a lot of people out there, and there were buildings that are out there created kind of a pretty good wind block overall. And anyways, that was fun. And then got up early this morning, went to church. We have 2 services. We did 1 choir song in each service, and then after that we had to be right back up in this chapel at 3:30 to be on stage for a Christmas concert, the same one we put on last week, but we did it again. And man, I'm just wore out. We even had an after party with food and stuff like that in celebration for the group at our conductor's house, director's house, and him and his wife's house. And just it was a lot of fun. I had a good time. Let me let this drop. And for main trivia, I'll go with D. That's a cool call sign if that's it. But yeah, I didn't know the FBI had a call sign either. That's crazy. Josh said the CIA, and I was like, wait a minute, did I read that wrong? But anyways, yeah, we'll go with that. And for mine, I'm not going to guess. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right, thank you, Alan. Yeah, it was a cold, wintry weekend, but that's all right. Do our best. Got some shopping done, getting some food back in the fridge, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's about all I really had going on this weekend. Not a lot, so that's good. My answers to the trivia are going to be Delta and Alpha. Excuse me, Delta and Alpha. So you can put that down for me there, Eric. And I guess that's all I got. So anyone who would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, nothing heard there. That tends to wind down about this time, so let's go get some trivia answers. We're going to start with K8VZA. Get the answer to the primary question. Take it away, Eric.
KE8QKO in the group, KE8VZA here. Anyone remember the Shell Answer Man radio commercials back in the 80s? That's what I feel like some days. Anyway, main trivia answer. What is the call sign for the Amateur Radio Club of the FBI in Quantico, K3 FBI, Kilo 3 Foxtrot Bravo India. Let me take a break for time and I'll read you the backstory.
W8WKY.
Got my friend VK5CIA.
It was Delta, answer Delta K3 FBI. The FBI ARA is their club, FBI Amateur Radio Association, call sign K3 FBI, was formed around 1991 from a group of amateur radio operators who were FBI employees, as you might guess, and would get together on the air. This became known as the BU Net. Not sure how that fits in. Anyway, the FBI ARA is open to all present and past FBI employees and their family, and it's open also to officers who have attended the FBI's National Academy, which is a professional course for the study of U.S. and international law enforcement managers. K3 FBI became the club call in the fall of 1998, just in time to be an official part of the FBI's 90th anniversary. Since then, FBI ARA has operated during the school club roundup, Police Week special events, and local Stafford County, Virginia Sheriff's DARE graduations. And I did see on their QRZ page that they do some occasional special events at historic locations, like they did one somewhere having something to do with John Dillinger. I didn't read too far into it because I was in a hurry. Anyway, there you have it. K3 FBI. I'll post the answer in the blue screen. KE8 VZA, back to net control.
All right. Well, thank you, Eric. I'll tell you how I guessed that one. I got it right. I'm happy about, but I thought for sure. I'm like, there's no way the FBI would sell it for a plain old 2x3 call sign. And since that was the only non-2x3 call sign, I figured that had to be theirs. You know, I also wonder if they have like a net, like a surveillance van net or something, and anybody would actually check into that. Anyway, thanks for doing the trivia there, Eric. I appreciate it. Let's go talk to KI5DAY to get the answer for the alternate trivia.
KI5DAY. Well, for the alternate trivia answer, I'm going to go ahead and let Carl give it.
All right, then. Kind of want something other day.
All right, here we go. The fictitious name of John Doe was first used in British courts to represent the unknown plaintiff in a real-life property suit. What fictitious name was used for the defendant? Your options were A, William Joe, B, Richard Rowe, C, Barry Grove, that sounds like a Christmas song, and D, Enrico Cornwaldo. The actual answer was Richard Rowe. In British courts, the name Richard Rowe was used as a fictitious name in legal proceedings, particularly in the action of ejectment. This procedure allowed leaseholders to recover their land by claiming that a lease had been granted to a fictitious individual known as John Doe. So Richard Rowe represented the defendant, the landlord or property owner who evicted the tenant. So the use of these names was legal fiction to simplify property disputes and abstractly address legal principles without involving real people. So there you go. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right. Well, thank you, Alan. I got that one wrong. I could have changed my answer when I heard somebody possibly Googling it and giving their answer and thinking that was probably right, but I wasn't going to do that. Stuck to my original answer. Anyway, thanks for doing the alternate trivia there, Alan. Appreciate it. Okay, so we got our trivia answers read. We're at the bottom of our list, and we'll say if we'll do another round of check-ins. One more round of check-ins or rechecks. So if you want to check in or recheck to the Beacon Net, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Echo 3, Oscar, Uniform Alpha, rooting in Toronto, Canada. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Rudy. Hey, can you come back with the first letter of your call? You got cut off when you started transmitting. I didn't catch it.
It is Victor Echo 3 Oscar Uniform Alpha, correct, sir?
All right, well, thank you, sir. I know I've heard you on the net before. I just didn't quite have your call sign memorized. We got Victor Echo 3 Oscar Uniform Alpha. Thanks for checking in. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the Beacon Net? Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to Victor Echo 3 Oscar Uniform Alpha. Rudy, how you doing, sir? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Billy, I just came to just say hello. And when you're talking about SDI, I thought, isn't that for me to check in? And I just took the chance of just put my attempt work into it. I hope I got anything wrong. If I did, I'm sorry. I do apologize if I did anything wrong.
That's all right, Rudy. We got you in here, though. That's no harm, no foul. We're all good. And thanks for checking in. It's good to have you. All right. And that's about it for us. So, on behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8VZA, KI5DAY, KD8SLG, W8HRF, K8YUK, K8EPC, and Larry the Rubber Chicken, I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the Beacon Net, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the WAWKY repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and EchoLink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join us on the Barometer Net, also on the WAWKY repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sundays. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Border Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time on Allstar Node 49562 and EchoLink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the Beacon Net. This is KE8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
Any night owls at the VK1JT?
VK1 Juicy Tomato, this is KD8SLG. What's up, man?
What's up? Let's see. The sun's definitely up and we've got beautiful blue skies with a little bit of wind. It's actually quite pleasant outside, really pleasant. Was out there for a walk and even sat in the sun for a little bit. Got a bit of vitamin D. Back to you.
All right, buddy. I'm glad you have sunshine and blue skies. We are dead of night here, and it's 11 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I imagine it's not very high. What are you up to, man? Other than, enjoying the sunshine down under.
W8WKY.
Oh, having a chat to you for starters. And, yeah, I suppose I was rubbing it in a bit. I'm having a play on my computer with that new radio software and learn a little bit more about how the filters work and what I can do with them and what I can't do with them and various other bits and pieces there. Back to you, VK1JT.
Well, it's definitely working for you. We understand you. Even though you speak a completely different language. What do they say? America and England are, divided by a common language. And so is Australia. Oh, dude, you guys are on the other side of the scale, man. It's warming up for you, and it's cooling down for us. What are the lottery numbers for tomorrow?
You cannot break the laws of physics, as Scotty would say, mate.
I don't care who your lawyer is, you cannot fight the laws of physics. KD8SLG.
Yeah, no, I'm doing some collaborative work with a senior academic and a lecturer down at Adelaide University, and we're looking at new radio and what you can and can't do with it. And it's pretty amazing. It's the ultimate form of RF Lego. And that's why I love it so much. You don't have to use a soldering iron. That's the best thing. Just use your mouse and drag it across, connect this to that, and set this parameter, that parameter, and fire it up, and away it goes. And just used as a SDR for the front end. It's an RTL dongle or something like I've got the Hack RF.
Well, we've got a few characters here on this repeater who will say, on RF the way it should be. And I'm pretty sure I'm still talking to you on RF. However, we are getting together. It's great to hear you guys. And y'all get creative down there with hooking everything up together so everybody can talk. I do appreciate that. KD8SLG.
Well, I'm going to let you go, Betty Byes, and get your beauty sleep. And we'll catch you in the morning there, Princess.
Yeah, Juicy Tomato, you've become quite a regular here on our barometer net in the dark and early here. So we'll be looking forward to hearing you. VK1JT, KD8SLG. You have a great afternoon. And we'll talk to you in our morning. KD8SLG clear. Have a good day.
Yeah, well, it's about to get a little bit better. Kilo Echo 8, Silver Lined Gutter. VK1 with Juicy Tomato clear. Thanks.
Radio check. This is Delta Oscar 3, Yankee Alpha Oscar, radio check. From Delta Oscar 3, Yankee Alpha Oscar. Please come in.
You're a bit scratchy, a bit broken up into Canberra, VK1JT.
Answer of my call. Yes, hello. Good morning from Germany. This is the O3YO. Can you repeat the audio report from my side? Is it okay?
Yeah, I'm having trouble reading you there, mate. I'm having trouble reading you, a little bit muffled and a little bit low on the modulation, and there's a lot of background noise there and whatnot. And I don't know if it's another station or you as well breaking up into the repeater.
Audio radio check from DO3YAO. Please give me answer by station.
W8WKY.
Herzlich willkommen bei Delta Bravo 0 Hotel X.
VK2NC. Good afternoon, VK1JT.
VK1JT, VK2NC. G'day, John. Peter in Queanbeyan here. Just noticed your call sign on the list there. I'm using EchoLink on the phone at the moment, EchoLink app. Didn't want to interrupt what you're doing there. In fact, not a lot of clues what I'm actually doing here. On the screen it says
KD8SLG, looking for a few minutes, or 39.
KD8SLG, KE8VZA here. You are breaking up big time there, Just Nick.
I'm pretty sure that's because WR4AGC was keying up with me. How do I sound now?
Okay, now you sound good.
Funny how that works, isn't it? Thanks for letting me jump in there tonight, Eric. I do appreciate it. Neil is a friend of mine.
Oh yeah, no problem. That was very nice. I think those last calls are pretty cool.
And then you get to do the next one. And WR4AGC was keying up again there with us. I don't know who's trying to get in from North Carolina, but either do it or don't.
Yeah, sorry you lost a friend there, Nick. Too bad I never got to meet Neil. Yeah.
He was a nut job. To put it that way. He was 80. He partied like he was 40. And when I was 40, I partied like I was 20, like I do now. So I respect that. He was a good guy, and I am going to miss him. So there's that. It's good seeing you Thursday night, man. Thanks for coming out to the party, dude. The Christmas extravaganza is a ton of fun. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I did. That was a very nice party. Stefan's magic trick with the newspaper is still bending my mind. It's fascinated me so much, I almost don't want to know how it's done. I don't want to break that illusion. It was so cool to me.
It really was. And by the way, I dumped North Carolina, so if they bother us again, I'll do it again. Yeah, that one really blew my mind. You know, the whole domino thing was, I got that one pretty early on, and he did something cool with it. The card tricks, they're fabulous. But yeah, that newspaper thing always blows my mind. He did that a couple of years ago at one of our Christmas parties, and it still boggles my mind. So yeah, that one is way cool. Plus, it was just cool. It's a good time. All right, man, I am going to bounce out of here. I've got a new episode of Welcome to Derry to check out. That's where I'm headed with Audrey. KUVZA, KD8SLG. Eric, we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
All right there, Just Nick. We'll enjoy the TV there, and we'll talk to you down the coax. Yeah, it was definitely good seeing you and everyone Thursday. KE8VZA clearing with KD8SLG.
W8WKY repeater PL1 14.8.